Hello, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. Can you believe it's already Thursday? I cannot believe it. This week is flying by just like every other week. All right, for math today, we're going to open up our math workbooks. All right, so go ahead and open that up. We're going to be on page 36 and 37. Page 36 and 37. That's what this should look like. Okay. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that now so you can get to page 36 and 37. We're going to be tackling and challenging ourselves with this new concept called adding with regrouping. Can you say that with me? Adding with regrouping. Good. So for our video today, we're going to do two special problems over here on page 37. We're going to do them together. So page 37, go ahead and flip to that page, 37. And Miss Berger is going to write on our whiteboard. Did you notice that I'm in our classroom? Super cool. But Miss Berger is going to write it down on the board so that it's easier for you to see, hopefully. Usually I have the camera up super close to it and I just work right on it, but this time I'm going to just do it from the whiteboard, okay? So let's do letter A first. Letter A, 525 and 9. All right, let's do that one together. $525 right here, and then we have 9. Did you notice that there is, here you can't really, there's some glare on there. It's a little bit better. All right, so 525 and 9. So we can have a plus sign here. And do you see our number bonds for the number 9? Did you notice that? How are we supposed to break this apart? It's the number 9. That's a pretty simple number. It's just one digit, right? It's just a ones place. But guess what? If we take this 9 and break it down, it's going to make our addition problem to adding it to 525 a little bit simpler, okay? So first, let's start off. Actually, did you notice that there's this dotted line like this around it? Did you notice that? So what's in this dotted line is what we're going to add together. And then whatever's on the outside is going to be left over, okay? And then we'll add it at the end. So first, let's break apart 9, the number 9. If we broke it in half, it wouldn't be a pretty number. It would have a decimal point, and that's not what we're doing in second grade. We would do that later. But if we break down the number 9, we could break it down like this. 5 and 4. Is 5 plus 4 9? It is, so that broken apart is correct. Now, like I said earlier, whatever's in this dotted line here, we can add it together. So 525 plus 5. Look, we have two 5s in our ones place. So we have 525 plus 5. That makes it so much easier to add together because 5 plus 5 is what? 10, carry my 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then bring down my 5. So I have 530. And that makes my number much more simple because I have a 0 at the end. Now guess what? My leftover 4 comes here. And I have 534. Because 0 plus 4 is 4. Very, very good. So that's your answer for letter A, okay? So if you're looking at these boxes here, we would have 525 plus 9 when we break it down. It would equal 525 in the first box plus, or sorry, let's redo that. So I have 530 because we added 525 and 5. So I'd have 530 in my first box here. And then plus 4 here equals your answer here, 534, okay? Sorry, that was a little bit confusing. Miss Berger made an oopsie daisy. So let's try another practice problem. I'm gonna move my camera over this way. All right, actually, let me move it over here just so it's a little bit easier. There we go. All right, so So now let's do letter C. Letter C. It's going to say 7 plus 556 equals, we're trying to figure this out, okay? So we need to break it down. So let me write it down for us. 7 plus 756. If I want to, I can do this again, so I know which numbers I'm going to be adding together, okay? If I want my number to have a 0 on the end, if I want to break it down to where it's nice and like really pretty. You know how some numbers are just really pretty when you add them together because there's a 0 at the end? You know, it just makes it so much easier and more simple to add. So our goal for these always is to add together to where there's a 0 on the end to make it a little bit easier for us. So 756, we could break it down like this. 750 plus 6, okay? So I have a 750, and then bring this 6 into this bubble, right? So now this number is going to be much more simple because there's a 0 at the end. So now, my friends, what's 7 plus 6? Do you know what that is? 7 plus 6? What'd you get? 13. Good. So now I have, let's see, we'll write the number 13 down here just so we don't forget, okay? Make a little note of that on the side. So now I have an easier problem to add together. So I have 750 plus 13. All right, so let's go here. What's 0 plus 3? 3. What's 5 plus 1? 6. Bring down my 7. And there is my answer, okay? So like I said, that is a new concept that we haven't quite practiced yet. This is going to be the first time that we're practicing it. So if it's a little bit challenging and a little bit tricky, that's okay. We're going to practice a little bit more in class, but I want you to come to class with an open mind, ready to learn some different ways to add these numbers together. I know some of you might be able to add them up in your head pretty quickly, or you have different ways that you think could work the best, but we're going to learn this way, and we're also going to explore different ways that you come up with to add these bigger numbers together, and we're going to be adding with regrouping. Okay, so that's the concept again that we're working on today, is adding with regrouping. Okay, so I want you today in class to bring your workbook so that we can practice a little bit more together, and a whiteboard, of course, because we want to practice a few more problems there. And I will see you in class. I hope you have fun, and I'm excited to explore these problems with you. See you soon, friends.